Good morning. I'm making this video on Saturday, October 17th, and it is an update on our fall shipping. And I want to let folks know that we are going to be getting underway pretty much ASAP, and I'll explain why here. Last night we finally had our first really significant frost. It was probably in the upper 20s here at our 1,200 foot elevation site on a north slope. You can maybe hear it underfoot, nice and crunchy. The plants are all laden with a very heavy dose of frost. Some thornless blackberries frozen solid right there. And so for those of you, the wonderful folks out there, over 500 different folks that put in orders with us this fall, this is an update to let you know. Well, first of all, thank you so much for your patience. And this is kind of the moment we have to wait for with our small scale nursery, is for nature to hit that button that says go to bed. And so as the sun strikes the leaves of lots of these plants, they will really shut down the flow of nutrient to those leaves and start focusing on really putting their energy back into their roots. And that's when it's safe for us to really dig these plants up in earnest and put them into packaging and get them on their way. It feels critical to us that we work with the patterns and the timing that nature provides. We did get a little bit of a frost back in September, but it wasn't enough to really put plants into dormancy. In front of us, you can see a beautiful glistening frost on the Nanking cherry leaves here. So these will be going dormant enough, soon enough, that we can be digging them up without really stressing them out. These perennial leeks, just to the north of them, encrusted in a gray glitter. They grew so nicely this year. We're gonna wait for them to soften up a little bit and we'll start digging them up. We finally got some rains as well, and so that combination means the ground is hydrated and cooled off. The plants are going towards sleep. We can be digging them up, soaking them, and getting them into moist sawdust to rest in the shade and closer to our home where they're protected from deeper freezes. If you're a local person or you chose local pickup, feel free to send us an email. You can give me a call. You can find the number on the website, but email is best. And let us know if you'd like to try to get your plants sooner than later. See, we're waiting for that to thaw out too. And we can be wrapping up plants, getting them into communal pots and organized and ready for the local folks. Our priority is to have orders that go to colder states put together as soon as possible, within the next week or two at the latest, and sent off. And then we'll focus on you warmer folks that have a lot more time this fall to get things established. So we really appreciate your patience while you wait for our little ecosystem, our region here, to get cool enough and for the things to come together so we can get these plants organized and out the door for you. If you're getting anxious or have questions or things like that, feel free to email. You can find all that info on the contact page at our website, edibleacres.org. And for those of you that were hoping to get plants this fall but it didn't work out, I'll put a link in the description to a page on our website that lists some nurseries that we really love, really good ethical friends of ours, and we encourage you to check them out and get the plants you're hoping for from them, and you can always get more from us later on. We're going to wait for things to warm up just a little bit, have some coffee, catch up on emails, and then get to it. Start digging up plants, getting them hydrated and organized. You can see the other day I started chipping away at digging a few sweet cicely and some mints and some elderberries and just getting them nestled in a corner here. But this is just scratching the surface. So proud of our little chestnut and hazelnut friends this year. These two pots represent two 2-foot by 4-foot air prune beds that grew these plants during a very powerfully droughty growing season. Look at these little friends, first year seedlings, some of these almost over 2 feet tall. We're waiting for them to drop their leaves. They're nestled right up against the garage, so they have a little protection from the cold. But these will be some of the plants that we'll be packing up and sending along to all you lovely folks out there that have ordered from us. These hazelnuts too, crispy. But that's the beauty of growing super hardy perennials. They can take very, very cold. They can take shocking swings. And they just need to get that support to be in the mail in a timely way. One other side note, with all the craziness politically and all that with the United States Postal Service this summer, we took that as a cue to work on our mix. So all of the plants that we dig up and ship get wrapped in plastic and have moist sawdust around them in order to survive that trip on their way to you. And knowing that some of these plants are going to be delayed in their shipping, we focused on building, this just looks like a pile of rotting material, and that's what it is. But it's a very biologically active sawdust that we added a bunch of compost tea and have inoculated with wine cap stropharia spawn, so that our little friends, once they're wrapped up and aimed towards you, will have a whole life force supporting them on that treacherous and challenging trip. So hopefully they land to you in really good health, and you might get wine cap mushrooms growing too. I can feel the heat coming out of this, which is pretty exciting. So to a lot of folks, pile of sawdust, to me, this feels like an exciting update or an upgrade in being able to provide more health and support for the plants we care about as they travel through the mail and land miraculously at your doorstep somehow. Anyway, thanks again for your orders with us and for your interest in what we do. And thanks very much for your patience while we wait for nature to let us know that it is a green light to start digging plants and moving them along. So give us a holler if you have any questions or concerns. If you're in a cold enough state where you are thinking you really don't want to receive the plants this fall, let us know. We're happy to send them in the spring. That's definitely an option. But for now, we'll get our hands into some warm gloves, grab some shovels, and get started so we can be shipping in the next few days. Thank you all for being part of our community. Take care.